liver transplant recipient, and you wouldn't be here today, but by the grace of God and some really wonderful people who had this discussion at some point in their lives with their family, and you now have a new liver and a new lease on life. Congratulations. I'm really glad to see you here. You're going to be marching around Ontario, 2,000 kilometers, here and there and everywhere. Why are you doing that, and what do you hope to achieve? Well,
I'm doing that to acknowledge the act that the family did to make that life-saving decision for me.
So you're saying thank you to various communities across the
Yes,
province?
and all the donor families that did that. I don't think there's enough acknowledgement made towards that.
There are not enough donor families either.
Exactly. So as we're going from community to community, we're really trying to bring as much awareness to each community as possible.
Let's talk about your time and short time. All of a sudden, 1992, you went for a checkup, thought you were going to walk away with a clean bill of health. You were told that you had life-threatening liver disease and you only had a few months to live. How on earth does a day start so well and end so badly, you know?
Yes, and unfortunately, I'm not the only one that probably has experienced that.
Sure. You told me before we began this interview that you were lucky enough to get on a waiting list for transplant.
Yes.
Why would you be just lucky enough to get on a transplant list?
Well, sometimes the nature of the disease will prohibit somebody from even being eligible for a waiting list.
So that was step one. You're on the list. How long did you wait until a liver came in?
I waited 9 months. Actually, in 1994, my doctor called me to the office and she said, I got some bad news and some good news. The good news is that you're going on the waiting list. The bad news is that you won't be seeing Christmas. You only got a couple of months left to live.
So what's that like, knowing that what you're waiting for means that people have had to discuss this, and it means that a life has to be lost as well? But it's really the importance of organ donation in this discussion. You're waiting for other people to take charge of your life, in a sense.
Yes, exactly. Well, first of all, what I would strongly encourage people not to give up hope. I mean, that's the last thing, because once you start giving up hope, you're pretty well, you know, counting your odds out. So not to give up hope. And, you know, the second thing is, I guess, you know, you go through a process of slowly accepting your fate, you know, and counting your blessings, and, you know, you just kind of pray that things will work out. Your biggest message that you want to get across to Ontarians is, think about organ donation, because it can save a life. And if a person has gone, this is a way to keep that person alive, in a sense, but also keep an individual alive by donation. Absolutely. And it's not only to think about donations, it's to discuss them with your family, your wishes, because people that have signed their donor cards, 60% of the times, the family is vetoing that decision at the hospital. We urge people, we're going into a commercial break right now, so it means, you know, 2 minutes, maybe they're sitting around having breakfast. This is the time to say it. Say to one another what your wishes are, whether it's a young person, an older person, but take that moment or two to say it, then it's done, and hopefully this makes a difference. Yes, absolutely, and we're trying to reach as many people as possible. So far, we've reached over 100,000 people as we're going from community to community. Glad you're alive. You're off to Hamilton now. Thanks for stopping here this morning. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Stay with us. So you're walking 2,000 kilometers. I've already walked.